This is Hockey Talk.
Hey! Who is this?
Who is this?
Who is this?
Let's meet the players from the Green Bay Gamblers.
Yeah!
And welcome back to our program. This is Hockey Talk in WNFL. I'm Jason Havoc, joined every Tuesday night with Kyle Lewis and Scott Jewett. Scott, Grant Arnold, we've talked to him now twice on the show, and we'll chat with Andy, Carroll, and McKade Webster momentarily here, but just one of those guys that you can listen to for a while.
Oh, just a great guy. And, I mean, you can just tell he's intense, but he's got that calming influence. And, you know, we were talking off air a little bit, somebody that's been there, you know, just as a player, he understands what these guys are going through on a daily basis.
And then Ryan Peterson as well. I think that's just a good match. As a matter of fact, let's bring in McKade Webster and Andy Carroll to talk about this. How does that help? The two guys like Grant Arnold as a coach, you know, fresh off his playing career, how does that help you guys preparing and dealing with adversity on and off the ice, etc.?
Yeah, you know, I think what they bring to the locker room is huge for our guys. Obviously, you know, like Grant said on the PK, their knowledge of, you know, coaching and playing at higher levels. Obviously, this is Grant's first year out of pro hockey. He understands what it takes to have a, you know, like you said, a 97% kill percentage at home, that willingness to block shots. And obviously those three big things he hit on are huge. And obviously Coach Peterson brings a calming, yet also intense, to the decor especially, and obviously the PK. So, I mean, those two voices in the locker room are huge for our guys, and it's unbelievable to have those two.
And McKade, I feel like and Scott, I feel like he simplified it, like the penalty kill. It's like, how is it successful? It's very simple. It's you got to want to be out there to block shots. I like how he simplifies things. Does that help?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he simplifies it a lot. I mean, it's not really that, like I would say technical. It's more of just hard work and willing to do anything for the team. It's getting pucks out. I mean, you still have some like strategics out there, like the breakout. You wanna like maneuver what they're doing, what their top guys are doing, where their top guys in the power play. But it all just comes down to like work ethic and sticking together out there. It's definitely like you want to stay together. It's a four-man group out there, and you got to work together to get that puck out. So I'd say that's the biggest thing.
So now we're gonna get into our serious questions now. Scott, do you have something first?
Something else the coach mentioned, everybody's good. When you look at today's, I mean, when you're out scouting and if you go to anywhere in the USHL and you say, well, maybe the fourth line, there's a big drop-off. Not anymore. I mean, the USHL is an unbelievable league. So penalty killing, power play, all of a sudden they make a huge difference when you can put one in on the power play. So it speaks to a lot of, you know, Green Bay's success so far this year is just being able to kill those penalties and having a better than average to really good power play on some nights.
No, absolutely. That's for sure. I mean, if you're not winning the special teams game, you're not going to win a lot of games.
For sure.
All right, boys. Let's start with, I want to start first with Andy. Congratulations to your Minnesota Vikings. I know you're a fan. I saw that on Twitter. You guys are enjoying this in Minnesota. You're from Minnesota.
Next segment, please.
Really? Where were you? How did you react to the touchdown?
Yeah,
I gotta know.
So I was at my billet house, kind of watching the game. First half, I'm thinking, all right, this is in the bag. We're just gonna run the ball, keep it on the ground, kind of coast it in. And obviously, New Orleans has an elite quarterback in Drew Brees, and he kind of took the game over and put us on our on the seats, or on the front of our seats a little bit. And
was there a sense that at that point when they kicked that field goal, there's 25 seconds left, that this is happening again?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you just have nightmares to that Seattle game, and they even showed it on air on Blair Walsh, and I don't remember what the other game was, where Blair missed it, 13 yards left from, you know, what's shorter than an average point after attempt. It was absurd.
As a Packer fan, don't talk about Seattle Seahawks games to me by any means.
For sure.
Okay.
Jeez. But now, McKade, I have to ask you, because I wanted to put the pieces together. Your sister is playing for Team USA, correct?
Yeah. She just got back from Russia. Yeah.
How was it? Have you had a chance to talk to her? I know she had a big OT or a shootout goal to win a game, and then, she was all over the press releases and whatnot. And I just wanted to see if you had a chance to talk with her, see how that went.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because we went to Mexico for break, so we had a 10-day break. So I was with her down there with my family, and she was a little bit nervous for the tournament because she's 15 in a U18 tournament, so she was going to be the youngest girl there. So she's just a sophomore in high school with a all these seniors or college freshmen. So she was really nervous about it, and I know she had to leave to Tampa to go to training camp. But yeah, I was talking to her about it, just trying to like boost her confidence a little bit and tell her to be calm. But I mean, she's great. She had 9 points in the tournament. Was first team All-Star. So as a 15-year-old, that's pretty crazy. And yeah, she's just one of those people that doesn't get fazed by the big moment at all. It's not nervous. She loves it. Like, she's the type of person that would want to go out there for an OT, wants to go out there to the shootout. She's not the type of person that just like falls back in the line of the shootout or ducks her head when OT comes around. So
I have 2 questions to follow up on that. One, a one-on-one game, you against her, who wins?
Oh, for sure me. I mean, she's good, but for sure me.
That's an amazing resume that she's starting to build. And question number 2 then, in a shootout, who wins? Does she score or you? Against Maxim.
Against Maxime. I'd say Maxime wins that, but
well done.
But I don't know. She's got one move that we all joked around as my family called the Macaroo, because her name's McKenna, and it's pretty good.
Pretty sick.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I mean, she may have me in the shootouts actually.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's good. Quite the hockey family. We're going to step out for a break. When we return, we're going to continue to talk with Andy Carroll and McKade Webster. That's coming up here on Hockey Talk on WNFL.
This is Hockey Talk on WNFL. Back to Jason Scott and Coach Pat from the Green Bay Gamblers.
And welcome back to our program here. This is Hockey Talk on WNFL every Tuesday night, 6 to 7 p.m. talking Gamblers hockey. Scott Jewett, Jason Howick, and Kyle Lewis. And now visiting with Gambler players Andy Carroll and McKade Webster. Had a chance to talk with them briefly during the break, but now we're going to get into some more just odd questions. Odd, just whatever comes to your mind, you throw it out there.
Barbecue sauce.
These are this is where we find how you guys tick.
Yep.
That's for sure. So we'll start with each question. We'll start with Andy. We'll go to McKade, and then we'll continue moving on. How old is the oldest pair of shoes in your closet?
2 years.
Oh, for me, I would say, I would say a year probably.
Do we have somebody on the show that said they had like 1993
Yeah,
Jordans?
that's my roommate for sure.
Yeah.
He's got like
Yes.
like man Jordans or something, like grandpa Jordans.
What is the nerdiest thing you do in your spare time?
Schoolwork.
I would probably say like computer games, Xbox. Yeah.
Can you guys do the Rubik's Cube?
No, that's my roommate as well.
But yeah, Noah. Yeah, it was Noah. You
Yeah.
were here for that, right?
You can do it too?
Yeah.
Man.
Can you do it under a minute? Noah Pro Cop says he can do it within, and we're going to find out
He
on
claims
Wednesday,
that.
tomorrow. We're going to find out tomorrow. He's bringing his Rubik's Cube. We're going to film it for Facebook.
Yeah,
we'll see if he can do it within
in
a
middle
minute.
school. We used to have like we'd finish lunch and like we'd have them at the table. Like it was kind of a big thing for for my friend group. I guess that just
They came back,
second
Jason. We did the same thing years
Yeah.
and years ago.
Yep. We did a straw poll too, Andy, on the team. They think you're the best golfer on the team. Is that true? Truth to that?
I don't know. I mean, I enjoy playing. I'm fortunate enough to work at my local country club, and so I get to get out and play quite a bit.
I
So
wish we could do
handicap
the show
of
live from a par
1.9.
3, one show, and just have all our players come out and see who can nail it. right
Kyle,
up to
I
the
don't know
pin.
if you heard that 1.9 handicap there.
Dude, I've never golfed with you.
Solid.
Is that good?
Yes.
I'm a solid 18. What is the strangest talent you have?
I'm not too big on that. Maybe ping pong ability.
It's a great game.
I got mad dribbles in basketball.
Did you play basketball in school before you chose hockey, or just?
Growing up a little bit, I played, but I played basically every sport throughout middle school, and then I went to prep school, so I just played hockey there.
So you guys, McKade, you're from St. Louis, right?
Yep.
And you're from Minnesota, Andy. Best activity to do in Green Bay now that you've been here for a little bit?
I'm a big fan of the guys out of Mr. Golf. I spend quite a bit of time out there. They got a nice setup with a little indoor golf simulator, and then you can actually hit out there during the winter. So I like to get out there as much as I can. And obviously, the injury early on in the season kind of took away from the fall, but I like to spend time out there and kind of keep busy.
Definitely fishing for me. We have a lake back, like outdoors back behind our house, so definitely fishing for me.
What kind of fish? Like, what do you fish for?
Well, bass out back, but my billet brother actually caught a muskie off the dock.
Nice.
Pretty unbelievable,
Nice.
yeah.
My
Crazy,
parents
two
live on
muskies.
a lake that's known for the muskie, Pelican Lake, up 2 hours north of here, Rhinelander. You probably have driven past it, Scott, in
Yep,
your
yep.
travels
No, you're talking
on
about-
45. But I do a lot of fishing in the summer as well. Mostly just walleyes, though. At which store would you max out your credit card?
Probably have to go with Dick's Sporting Goods on that one.
I would say Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Gosh.
I feel like we've had that before.
I think so too.
Couple
That's pretty
times.
common right there.
Who, what, or who are you a closet fan of? TV show, music artist?
Man, I'd probably have to go with Blake Lively. Kind of got into it this summer, and I mean, she's just drop dead gorgeous.
Right. I mean, you could have
if
just
you're
started with that, right?
Yeah.
You just start with that.
For women, I would say Carrie Underwood, but for guys, I like Austin Matthews and Willie Nylander's clothing, ripped jeans, some good style there. But for girls, definitely Carrie Underwood.
So St. Louis guy, you just mentioned two Toronto Maple Leafs
Yeah.
right there. Is that your team?
No, that's not my team. I'm still a St. Louis guy, but I definitely like watching those two guys. They're so young.
He
and
parked up a
unbelievable.
little bit in the corner from Canada, way over.
Hey, when I hear Austin Matthews, who might be by the time his career is done, one of the best U.S.-born hockey players ever.
Well, my billet dad's from Toronto, so we have Toronto stuff all over the house, and he's always watching.
Knew I
I'll
liked this
never
guy.
forget when he played for the NTDP program, or at the National Development Program. He came out for a skate all by himself right before we played him. By the way, that's probably the best U18 team that we've ever
For
seen.
sure.
With
Amazing
Austin
team.
Matthews on that team. But he skated out. I'm telling you, that was the biggest kid I've ever seen in my entire life. Just body size and the way. I mean, just really nice. But at that point of his life, I'm like, wow. You could tell he was going to be NHLer.
Going back to that, obviously he said I'd have to go with Tyson Berry
He's amazing.
in
too.
Colorado. I mean, Colorado, they're on a 7-game winning streak right now, but you look at the top NHL defenseman league, and you think Carlson, Pietrangelo, Keith. He is something else in Colorado. Him and Johnson, those top two deals.
How is my boy Anders Lee not on the All-Star ballot?
That's
How is
a
he
miss.
not?
That's a miss, Jason,
That's
for
a
sure.
travesty.
I
He's
mean,
got
you look at
25
Jonathan Tavares. You look at some
Come
players
on.
on the Islanders there. He should definitely be on that team.
I was disappointed. I was definitely disappointed.
I believe
as a
Phil
former
Kessel
gambler.
might have been left.
Yeah.
There's a few.
Yeah,
There's a
there's a
few that
few.
are omitted this
Yeah.
year that are kind of questionable. But hey, you can only pick so many players, I guess, too.
Best place to eat in your hometown.
Hogan Brothers.
Oh, a place called Brick Tops. Miss it every day.
What's the best thing to get at the place?
Oh, it's like a warm sub, fresh made every day. They got different soups a day. Some craft root beer. It's top notch.
I always started off with a sushi roll, and then I go into chicken Milanese.
Wow, classy. Scott, what about from your hometown? Never
We
asked
got to
you.
go to Bartlett's Fine Bakery right there. It's best breakfast in Clinton. Population 3,000. Oh yeah, Bartlett's Bakery. It's the only restaurant we have in town.
We were up in Hayward, Wisconsin for a wedding, and there's this little restaurant that was featured on like the Food Network that we stopped at. That was best omelet I've
Nice.
ever had in my entire life.
That sounds like Bartlett's, Jason.
Can you guys play any instruments?
I used to be pretty solid at the piano, but with all the different sports and activities and schoolwork, I kind of had to give it up. So can't say I'm good at any anymore.
I can't say I play now, but during elementary school and middle school, I was trumpet and I played saxophone as well.
Holy
Wow.
Two instrument
High
hockey
end.
player.
Yeah, no
It's
kidding.
impressive,
It's high
guy.
end. One last question for you guys before we let you go. What, if anything, have you regifted in your lifetime?
I don't think I have.
Oh, I just regifted something
It just comes
to
so
my
quick.
mom for Christmas. It was the we
She
got
may
a.
be listening, though. You might know.
Sorry, mom, but we got a. It was like a block, and it said Webster, and it was like all Green Bay painted. I think either one
Leon
of the
Bergmans.
one of the billet moms gave it to us, like the whole team. So right when I got it probably on a Friday night. We left Sunday to go on break. I gave it to her 2 days later for Christmas.
Now, here's a question, Webby. They were already wrapped in Christmas paper. Did you keep the wrapping or did you rewrap it
No,
yourself?
I think I threw it in a bag and
That's
gave
a
it to
big
him.
time question.
Yeah,
That's a
that's a
big
good
time
one right there.
question.
If I would have known, I would have kept it in the wrapping, though, because that would have been really good.
Wow.
Some quality regifting right there.
I feel like this is Dateline all of a sudden, 2020, 60 minutes. We got to let these guys go. Andy, McKade, appreciate your time as always. Good luck this upcoming weekend at home and the rest of the way. That's
Thanks,
Andy
guys.
Carroll
Yeah, thank you.
and McKade Webster.